Welcome mates, I am BloodThirstyLord, but you can call me Lordy, and we're back on Lost Ark once again to highlight more of the PvP experience and highlight our class, the Deathblade. And by doing so, we'll be highlighting a build and what that build does consist of when it comes to the Book of Coordination. That was one of the requests on our last video, so we will continue with that and highlight what we have on our Deathblade class with a full build. So let's highlight our full build right now. It should be quite fun to do so, but before we do get into this video, there's only a small percentage of mates that watch the video that are actually subscribed. Leave a like, show support, click the subscribe button to keep up to date, press that join button to become a member on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Also mates, we do live stream on Twitch, check that out, link in the description below. We have a lot of fun playing Lost Ark, and also 10% off game subs with code Lordy at the checkout. Get yourself some game sub tubs or waifu cups, link in the description below. So let's get into this. So you need to go to an area that has the proving grounds. You can access this in pretty much any major POI or island, so make sure you do so. And we have Verdant right now, so go there. The Book of Coordination is accessible from down here, and this is the kit that we do have for our actual class for the Deathblade, and it's a very strong kit. So starting off from the top left corner, we have our crit being 1, so you occasionally get that crit benefit. We'll obviously do quite a bit of damage, so that's really good to have just occasionally there. You don't need too much of it, just a decent amount so you can actually utilize it. Alongside that, we have Domination, which is at 249, and Swiftness at 750. Those are the things you need to have for your base stats, and we'll highlight why. So if you go to your characteristics now, your crit has a conversion rate, but depending how much crit you have available, they'll go to a certain percentage. If you get that lucky crit, you do increase damage. Alongside Domination, damage pushed to debuff foes or staggered foes, which your kit has some debuffs or staggers or stuns overall, pretty much providing crowd control of some sort. You'll do increased damage towards those targets, and that will work with some of your abilities as you set it up for increased damage output overall. And the last thing being Swiftness. Attack speed increase, move speed increase, skill cooldown reduction, and permanent increase by potions as well. Those are the options you gain from Swiftness, and that is why we've maximized that on our kit when it comes to our Book of Coordination for the Lost Ark PvP experience. And that is what we have for our stats. Moving down to our abilities, we have a couple of abilities. So first thing we want to start off with is Headhunter. So we've moved on to our Headhunter ability, which I believe we can just go over here, right over here, nice. We've applied it to our Q key. You apply it to any coordination, doesn't matter, whatever fits your playstyle or the way you play on a keyboard, it just plays into what you need to, but Headhunt is one of our abilities. You have Quick Prep, which will reduce the cooldown of that ability, Quick Hunt, which deletes the health attack, enabling you to attack more quickly in the place, and also Enhanced Stun, which increases that stun duration to 3 seconds. And with the actual ability itself, it does attack a foe, and you pretty much do a stun, do around 4,000 damage, and then be able to move up to him. Hopefully got a little bit of an animation showcasing what the ability does play off as we're highlighting the Book of Coordination. Moving from there, we have our W ability being the upper slash, which is one right here. So you want to put skills into your actual class. You want to maximize 210 to some of these abilities in order to get all the tripods activated. So that's something to keep in mind. So the first one that we did, the Headhunter ability, we had maxed out tripods, and that's why we had all the tripods that we did display. And now we move on to upper slash, which we do have Swift Fingers, which will give you attack speed of 50% increase, Large Twister, which will add a third attack, delivering a rising slash and a long sword and creating a bigger twist. Pretty much a knock up, put your enemies in the air once again, doing increased damage. Really good, you need to have this, and Tenacity ability. During your skill use, grants push immunity so no one else can push you, and the cooldown is every 8 seconds or so, or plus 8 seconds for this ability. Overall, this ability is quite good for just combo extenders or during a actual combo. After you get your initial engagement, you want to use this, and this will be able to knock up the enemy. Because the idea is that you go in, do a swift amount of damage, it will knock them up once, and then you can knock them up again due to the fact of this tripod being the large twister activated as well. So that's the option there. Then we move on to Moonlight Sonic, which is down here. We have that at 10 points as well. So you need to manage it. We have 340 points in total, and you put points into certain abilities that you want to maximize. And the ones I'm showcasing today are the ones I use right now for my Deathblade class. And alongside that with the Moonlight Sonic, we have the Fist of Darkness. Elemental is now dark. Outgoing damage is increased by 15% compared to having Ice, which will provide CC and such. Dark seems to be the best option right now for damage output, because this will be your most damaging ability that you will have in your kit. Alongside that, you have Sustained Enhancements, changes to holding mode, doubles attack duration, total outgoing damage is 15% increase, and also Shade Sonic. Move faster to attack more, outgoing damage is plus 70%. So you can see the benefits right there is quite insane. And alongside the stats we have here, being Domination as well, if you put them into a setup of QW, so Headhunter, into possibly upper slash, that is so much CC already that's occurring, and they're pretty much staggered and knocked up, that you can do increased damage with your Moonlight, and they can't get out of this duration on that ability, because you have to hold this ability as it's ongoing, and it does a damage and a massive area effect. It is a really good ability, and just by summing up the damage now, it does around 25,000 damage. and this is area effect ability. So the more opponents in it, they're all going to take the same amount of damage. That's easy. Easy kills depending on the game mode that you are in. So this will work in 1v1s, 3v3s, or even deathmatch. Many possibilities are there. Let's move on to the next ability, and that is Dark Axle. This ability will be the reason why you can move around so much without taking any CC as well. So you have Swift Fingers, which attack speed 50%, Tenacity, grants push immunity, and also High Axle. Move distance is +4, removes the last longsword attack, enables a high jump where you can pretty much jump over guardians and have that extra ability to move more. So it's really good. So with the Dark Axle, you pretty much can use this from anywhere. It does a decent amount of damage. It will drag opponents with you as you knock them away as you go into a certain position. So that's a really good way to start an engagement. So you have some movement abilities that you can use for engagements, other abilities you'll combo extend, and other abilities that you combo end with. And then you keep rinsing and repeating from these engagements. Many possibilities. We most likely have another video after this. We get to highlight the full match in its entirety of us using this build. Our next ability is Spin Cutter. Spin Cutter, you don't have to put too many points into it. Just put 4 points. That's all you need. And subjectively, if there was another point system and you place it to something else, you could even make this less if you wanted to. But 4 points is good enough. And with that, this ability is used just to move around and gain more movement. You're not going with damage aspects with this ability because you don't have any super armors or anything that can prevent you from taking CC. You're pretty much very vulnerable, but this will give you engagements that you can lead up with other abilities after. So this will be a way to move around and then use other abilities to engage and then combo extend with other abilities and then end it. And then disengage when this ability is off cooldown or use a dodge. And with that skill point, Swift Fingers, attack speed 15%. So use this at the very start of a actual conflict and then go into the conflict with increased attack speed. Next ability is the Surprise Attack. And this ability, dash 4 meters moving forward and slash at a foe with your dual blades to inflict 4,000 damage. So that's great overall. Pretty much another movement ability. Wide angle increase, so increase the area effect. Excellent mobility, move distance has been increased by 2 meters. And the best part about this, which is obviously a really great thing, is Trailing Sword Burst. Before charging, create a sword that bursts lasts for 1 second, knocking foes up and inflicting up to 1,000 damage. This effect cooldown is plus 5 seconds. So what ends up happening, when you cast this ability, you'll go into a certain direction, but the position that you were just in will leave a trailing sword. And this sword will knock up any enemies in that 1 second duration in that area. So it's really good just to pretty much disengage while someone's still chasing you, and then have the opportunity to keep on running, or re-engage and go for a full combo. That is potentially a combo starter. So it's really good to see. And now moving on to the next ability, and that is the Turning Slash. So Turning Slash is interesting because you want to combo this in certain ways. Like if I'm moving around with my A ability, the Spin Cutter, so I can get my increased attack speed from my benefits of Swift Finger, I go into the attack of Turning Slash, which will be your bread and butter combo. Start hitting them. After your third hit, go for a Headhunter Slam, or even there's another ability, but we'll just say Headhunter for now, and utilize that, because we try and highlight one of the best builds for the Deathblade at this current moment. So utilize that, and then that will stun them for 3 seconds, and then you can go for your combo of your Moonlight Sonic into potentially a upper slash, whatever it may be. There's many options. And don't forget, you still have your Deathbound, which is your ultimate. So the one right over here. Down here. That will give you your attack speed increase, move speed, attack power, and also your MP recovery. But also give you skill cooldowns and have the chance to actually knock enemies up and pretty much delete enemies with the damage output of this ability on its second cast. Alongside that, we're moving on to our Turning Slash and highlighting what exactly occurs there. So you're pretty much able to hit enemies, do some damage, decent enough. And with that ability, we have these benefits right over here, being excellent mobility, move distance per spin, plus 1 meter, and also tenacity, so you don't take CC, grants push immunity, and triple turn. Changes to a triple spin attack, damage, plus 70%. So instead of just doing 2 slashes with this ability, you do 3, so you can gap close before you go for a full combo. And the last basic ability is Blitz Rush, and this ability is quite good, just for the sake of being able to poke enemies away, or create re-engagements or disengagements overall. So this ability has a further range cast that does damage, it pushbacks enemies, and does around 8,000 to I believe 16,000 damage overall. Really good. And alongside the benefits of our tripods, we have crit rate 50%, and then also all round changes to normal mode, shortens the charge up time, and always delivers the overcharge attack. So you get the benefit of the overcharge instead. And Shadow Rush is a after image attack instead of myself doing the damage. So they will increase by 40%, and you utilize this whenever you can. So it's really good. I feel like this is a really good kit altogether. You can change this ability to Void Strike if you wanted to, or you can change your Headhunter ability to Death Sentence. There's a lot of things that you could be changed here overall. You can use even Soul Absorber. There's many opportunities. But right now with the kit I'm using, I feel this is the most effective Deathblade kit right now, alongside your Awakening ability being Flash Blink. So this will pretty much guarantee any type of damage output. It is just crazy. It's up to 50,000 to 200,000 damage. Absolutely nuts. Obviously, it's one of your important cast abilities, being an Awakening skill. You unlock that after level 50, but it's really fun to utilize in the PvP experience, and it leads to some massive comebacks from occurring. But that is our build when it comes to the PvP experience. Hopefully highlighted majority of the stuff when it comes to the build itself. We'll have a video coming out very soon when we jump into some PvP experiences on our class as Deathblade and highlight our thoughts while utilizing this build and what we are doing in certain moments. Our combos, our actual animation attacks, and what our plays are. There's so many opportunities, and I can't wait to highlight that very, very soon on the channel. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you are subscribed to see that. And that is my Deathblade build, but tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to know. And as always, mates, it has been a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we're through this, and I'll catch you, mates, next time. Bye. Road to 200k subscribers. Let's get it, mates.